Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I know a couple weeks ago I made a video on my favorite mic for 2025. I was looking for a tiny mic that I can put on my clients. It's easy. I can use it for YouTube just like this. I'm currently using it right now. It's the Hollyland Lark M2, and I absolutely love this mic. It's super tiny, lightweight. It's very easy, plug and play, and it sounds great. And shortly after, I went on Hollyland's Instagram and found out that they were releasing a new product, which I was very scared that it was gonna be a tinier, smaller mic from all the teasing and hype they were building, and it was. It truly is the perfect mic that I was looking for, that this one lacked in terms of how small it was. I do like that this one came with the stickers to block off the brand, but I still had kind of a problem with the little blue light that's on here. It is distracting. I've had clients just notice it. I mean, it is small, it's not a big deal, but this defeats all those problems. And this is the Lark M2S by Hollyland. It's my new microphone. I did go ahead and purchase it. I ended up getting the combo kit, which has the USB-C. I think that's what it's called actually. It's the USB-C combo kit. And it comes with the phone adapter for pretty much any phone now that iPhone switched over to USB-C. Thank God, I hated lightning cables. Anyways, I wanted to do a quick, this isn't gonna be a super in-depth review of this product, but I wanna tell you what's included in it. For those that just want an easy thing and not edit, these microphones do sound really good straight out of the box. But if you're like me and wanna fine tune the sound, I'm gonna go ahead and show you in this video how I set up my microphone with my camera and what I do in post-production to give you this audio that you hear now. And if you're happy with it, you'll be finding out here in a little bit how I go ahead and do that. So like I mentioned, this is the USB-C combo. It comes with the phone adapter. It doesn't come with the lightning one. In the box, you get obviously the microphones, and they come in this little sweet case. It says Hollyland at the top. It's kind of like this charcoal gray, and USB charge in the back. This one doesn't have a battery indicator. It's just one light, and I think it changes into 3 colors. I believe it's like white, blue, white, green, and red or orange or something like that. There's 3 levels to just tell you how much battery is in the case. You obviously get 2 microphones, which are very, very tiny. Look how tiny these things are. Super, super tiny. And you get 2 of those in here. They all charge in here. The USB-C adapter now fits in the case too, so you don't have to, everything just is all in here. This is the receiver. I do like the look of the new receiver. It just looks a little bit more slick. It's really, really small too. Looks like this. Gives you the indicator, a volume dial knob, and then a switch for noise cancellation. And you get a cold shoe mount thing. You also get the cool little pouch. You get a USB-C cable to charge the microphone case, and you get your TRS cable to hook up the receiver to the camera, of course, and then you're gonna need these, but you get 2 windshields. These are multicolor. They're kind of white and black. I kind of like them a little bit better than just a blacked out one. All right, so now the exciting part, I'm gonna switch over to the new mics. All right, guys, I went ahead and switched over from the Lark M2 to the Lark M2S. Check it out. What do you guys think? Look how small that is. Let me see if I can zoom in. Can you see it? It's super small. I think it's more slick. You can, if you have a suit jacket, like at weddings, or if you're wearing layers, it's just nice to clip on in different areas. It's very, very tiny. I do like that there is no LED lights showing in front of it too. There's no logos. It's very clean. And the clip is actually very secure. It's very strong. So I feel like it's not gonna fall off. Now with the previous version, or the Lark M2s, even though the magnet is very strong, I did find them kind of spinning around, and then it kind of points the mic sometimes to the side or down, and it does change the sound a little bit. Nothing that I don't think anybody would notice too much, except people like me that kind of pay attention to sound, and sound's important to them. So anyways, this defeats that. It's very, very sturdy on there. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall off, so I'm very happy about that. In terms of audio quality, I think they sound great. They both sound exactly the same. I haven't noticed a big difference in terms of audio quality. I believe it's like 24 bit or whatever, 24 bit, 24 hertz, whatever they call it. Big disclaimer, guys, I am not an audio engineer of whatsoever or claim to be one. I just want to show you guys what I use as a just regular content creator, YouTuber, and how I set up these microphones. And if you like the sound that's coming out of my videos and how I sound right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. All right, guys, I'm going to be using my cell phone for this part of the video, but basically what you're going to do is you're just going to plug in your microphone with the TRS, or plug in your receiver with the TRS cable, and set your volume level to the highest, to 3 is where I set it. I found out that 2 is just too low and I can't get the levels right. And so 3 has been great. It works on both Hollyland Lark mics too. So if you have the number 2 and the 2S, they work exactly the same. I put them all at 3. But basically you're gonna go to your menu. Right now I'm recording, but if you just go to menu and you set your camera levels to 3, this is on any Sony camera. I do this on my FX3 as well. I always try to be around that -12 mark approximately when it comes to talking head, and that seems to give me the best audio to work with in post. So those are the settings, guys. All right, guys, we're back at my desk. I am still wearing the Hollyland Lark M2S, so everything in this video is still recorded with the mic, just so you can hear what it sounds like. I did record a clip for demonstration purposes, so that way I can show you what tweaks I do to my audio to make it sound the way it does for my videos. Again, I am not a sound engineer. I don't claim to be one. I'm just a regular dude that just messes around with the software, and I can make my microphones sound the way I want them to sound, and I'm happy with it. So just sharing the information, do what you want with it. I hope it helps you. So, all right, let's get right to it. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is, obviously you drag your clip. I am working on Davinci Resolve Studio. So I think you do have to have the paid version to use some of these features that I use, like the voice isolation. I'm not quite sure, you could do your research on that, but that is what I'm on, Davinci Resolve Studio. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I always make sure that anything that's voice or talk head, that it is on mono mode. The way you do that is you go down here, and if you see a 1, that means it's already on mono mode. But if it's not, you can right click and you go down here to change track type, and you go to mono, and then that'll switch that over. After that, I typically go down to the, it used to be called Fairlight, but now it's like the audio interface of Davinci Resolve, where you can do all your audio edits and everything like that. I usually right click and then hit normalize audio levels. I use the YouTube setting because I use these videos for YouTube and I'm not a sound tech, so the presets work really good for me. I hit normalize. I already did that before, so it already brought up the volume on this, and that's basically what it does. It brings up the volume a little bit on it, from what I understand. And then what I do is I go over to the right over here on this panel, the mixer panel, and I turn on voice isolation. Depending on where you're filming and what kind of background noises are there, and if you have a lot of reverb and stuff like that, that's when I'll turn this on. I don't use it all the time. Another note here to take is that I do not use the voice isolation or voice cancellation noise cancellation feature on the Hollyland mics itself, because I do post-production on my audio, and so I want the audio to be as natural, and I want to be able to get all of the audio that I can off the mics and then just work on it in here in the computer. So, but if you're not going to be doing post-production, then you can just forget all of this and use the noise cancellation. It works really well on the microphones, so this wouldn't apply to you. All right, let's get back to it. So because I do use the voice isolation in here, and during this video, my basement, we just got it remodeled, and as you can see, it's kind of empty, so there's a lot of echo, and my wife, I think, was walking down the stairs when I was filming this little demonstration video. I can hear the steps, so I'm gonna use voice isolation, turn it on by hitting that red dot, and if you click next to it, you can see the amount. I don't ever use it at 100% because when you use it at 100%, you can kind of Here it does some weird things to your voice sometimes, and it makes it sound kind of like a robot, and it just makes weird. The effect is too strong and it just makes it sound kind of weird. So I typically keep it around 30%, maybe 60%. On this demonstration, I only needed it to bring it down to 30%. So that's where I have it at, and it sounds good. Let's play that back. Just kind of blocks all that background noise. It does a really, really good job. I've been with Davinci for a few years now, and this thing has improved so much. I use it a lot for interviews and talk head videos. So that's the first thing I do. Then the next thing I do is I go down to dynamics, and I double click on this, and I use the compressor here. Sorry, I'm gonna reset this. I use the compression preset again. I'm not a audio engineer, so I tend to rely on some of these presets that Davinci Resolve offers, and then I tweak from there. So it gives me a good bass. I use the compression, and usually that's a little too much, so I bring that up a little bit more. What compression does, at least from what I hear it, and at least from what I understand and what I tend to hear when I'm playing with it, is that it doesn't let sounds get too loud. It kind of just brings down the volume if it goes past a certain like threshold that you set it at, and that's what the compressor I think does. If anybody knows a little bit more about compressors and stuff like that and would like to share a video with me in the comments, please let me know. I would like to learn. That's why we're here. That's why I'm doing YouTube, so that I can share what I do to my audio, and if somebody likes it and it's more simple for them to understand like me, hopefully that helps. So I usually leave it around there, and I keep it, for some reason, I always like to keep it on like 3-1-1, whatever that is. It just seems like that's like the best curve for it. I don't use expander too much. Sometimes I do. I'm still trying to figure out what that does exactly. But what I think it does is that noise or audio that's like low, it'll like turn down the volume so that you don't hear the very, very quiet sounds. If somebody can explain to me what expander does in like a regular human language, not a technical definition, so that I can understand, please tell me in the comments, and maybe other people can learn too. So I leave that there. If sometimes when you use the compressor, it does bring down the volume, so that's where this makeup thing is, and you can bring that up a little bit. It looks like the preset already did that for us, so I'm just gonna leave it there. And compression and all that stuff. I always listen to the audio as I'm making tweaks to make sure that this is how you can hear. All right, guys, I'm just filming this for demonstration purposes. It looks like it's a little too loud. Voice sounds like in. So I'm gonna bring that down. Actually, I'm looking at the levels out here, and I try to be around that 10, like I said. Let me know what you guys think. This is how you can hear. All right, guys, I'm just filming this for demonstration purposes, so you can hear what this voice sounds like. I'll bring that down a little bit more. Like I said, I try to stay within that 10. It's nice to hear the audio so that you can and you tweak from there. I try to, like I said, I'm always looking at the audio, and I try to be around that -10, 12 area, because I seems that sounds the best to me. All right, once I do that, then I come over here to the EQ. What I do in the EQ, I feel like this is where you see most of the difference. I'm going to turn on all the bands. I turn on all 6 bands. The last bands, I usually put this curve option down, so I can cut any super high noises and super low noises. Noise levels and background noises tend to live in this lower area here, so I always tend to mute those. This is kind of what that does. Think of it as like bass, middle, and highs. That's the way I see it. And then these I just kind of always put at these little circles, so I can just tweak them up and down. And then I just kind of go from there. I really don't touch any of this stuff. If anybody knows a little bit about this, you can let me know. But I keep things simple. I listen to the audio. Hear this. Let me know what you guys think. These microphones don't have a lot of bass to them, and I think that's why sometimes people think they don't sound as professional. So I like a little bit more lower ends on my voice. Everybody's voice is different, so not every EQ adjustment is going to be the same for everybody, and depending on their voice levels too and how loud they talk, that could change. So I just kind of do this by ear, but I do know that I try to bring up the bass as much as I can. And so I'll start by lifting 2 and 3 up. Like I said, this is kind of like the lower end stuff. The 1, I just try to keep it around this area here and cut some of those lower end sounds. And then this is the highs. This is kind of what I call like the breathing. Let's switch that to that. This is what makes it sound clear or like muffled. So I kind of play with that too. This is how you can hear. All right, guys, I'm just filming this for demonstration purposes. And you kind of adjust it here. Like I said, this is how clear it sounds, like very thin. This is your lower bass notes, and then this is kind of like the voice. I'm trying to find the best way to explain what that is, but I know that if I bring this down, things sounds like they're getting, it almost sounds like they're plugging your ears, versus if you go up on it, it sounds like, it kind of sounds a little nasally. So between the middle and the highs, that's where you can get the sound to either sound clear or muffled. So finding a right balance on that, depending on your environment and your voice, it just takes some playing around with that. And literally all I do is just kind of move it around as I'm listening to the audio. So you can hear what this voice sounds like in the EQ and compression and all the stuff I'm adding to it. I'm just continuing to talk so that you can hear this. Let me know what you guys think. This is how you can hear. All right, guys, I'm just filming this. That sounds pretty good to me. Some people might see this and think, wow, that looks horrible, or some sound engineer might be like, wow, that's horrible. But every single video that I've done, and if you listen to it, if you like what you hear, this is what I do. I'm learning, I'm a beginner at this, but this has improved the audio in my videos. And I've had some people actually message me and ask me like what kind of post-processing I do to my audio. And honestly, this is just kind of what I do. I think the key part here is to make sure that your audio levels in your camera and your microphone are in the correct areas so that you have something good to work from. It's just kind of like shooting log or exposing for a photo in RAW, right? You still have to get within a certain parameter so that you have some latitude or what do you call it? So you have a nice window to work. All right, well, let me show you what clip sounds like with the corrections and then without. All right, guys, I'm just filming this for demonstration purposes so you can hear what this voice sounds like in the EQ and compression and all the stuff I'm adding to it. I'm just continuing to talk so that you can hear this. All right, guys, I'm just filming this for demonstration purposes so you can hear what this voice sounds like in the EQ and compression and all the stuff I'm adding to it. I'm just continuing to talk so that you can hear this. Hope this video helps set up your Hollyland wireless mics in the way I do for my videos. Like I said, these mics are amazing and I think they're priced perfectly for what they are. I highly recommend these to small businesses that are filming their own content and want to level up their audio, or even content creators that are doing it for businesses. This is a quick run and gun, plug and play mic that's very easy to set up and very easy to edit. Plus the small footprint on it makes it very sleek. Again, guys, thanks for watching and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.